It's a bear. Good morning. Hey, what's up? This is Brian Kuzma with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. 73 degrees, absolutely lovely morning. I keep thinking our hot season's here, but it is not here quite yet. Lovely day out there. Look how smooth that water is out there. Beautiful day for a swim, snorkeling, or whatever it is. Not quite sure it's going to stay like that this weekend, though. No less, what a great day. Hope you have a great weekend, too. Well, let's talk about a few things here that first I want to talk about is avoiding all ETFs, and this is just my opinion, and I include PSLV here too, not because of anything evil or bad. I think there's a couple things that you probably need to understand that I misunderstood when I originally invested in some of these products myself. First off, though, before I start this, I'd like to say I'm not an investment advisor. I'm strictly using my opinion. My opinion is just based on only 40 years of doing this every day for a living, just about buying and selling gold, silver, bars, and coins. I've been doing this since the 70s. My father was a coin dealer and a precious metals dealer, and I learned it from him, and I've been doing it ever since then. No less, it's just my opinion, and take it for what it's worth. Let's take a look at spot prices first this morning and see what's going on. I like CCE. It's one of the best. It's a private network of dealers only, but I like using their price. They have a static page here, and they've been around for a long time, and their spots are pretty reliable. Let's take a look at the opening here, and we're up $2.76 from yesterday's close. Silver's down about 11 cents, and platinum's down a couple bucks overall. I kind of expected to see a monkey hammer Friday, but Friday just started, so let's see what happens. I'm not quite sure if we're going to see higher prices today, but again, I expected some monkey hammering to happen sometime this week. And if I'm correct, this is a holiday. This is a Chinese holiday again. Yesterday, markets were open somewhat. I think today is a holiday again. I forget, though. I remember looking at the doing a search on that and seeing that the holiday this week was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday was a half holiday, and I think Friday's a holiday as well here. I don't know what a half holiday means, but trading was pretty crazy yesterday, we'll say that. So what was the range? It looks like 1813 overnight. Since yesterday, New York's closed, it looks like the range has been 1813 to 1823. So it did bop up in that 1820s range. I think yesterday was, a high 1827, if I'm correct. And silver, 2722 to 2757 overnight ranges, and platinum, 1244 to 1259. 27.57, so kind of a small range there, but still holding on to that $27 or $27 per ounce mark, and gold holding on to the $18 per ounce mark, and platinum holding on to that $1,200 plus mark. Kind of expected they may. With gold this last month, we made that kind of increment from that low 1800s to the mid 1800s, sat there for a little bit. She bopped up to the 1870s, sat there for a week or two, and all of a sudden last week she kind of ran into the high 17s, and now this week this is where we're at right now. May is typically a slow month too for markets, precious metals markets. I think there's something about going away in May, which is an old saying. I forget the whole saying, but it basically means in May it's pretty much a summertime, typically in the past. But the past is not anything. This is nothing like the past. Things have changed dramatically out there for the whole world. So the ranges are pretty crazy here. Again, I still expect to see some kind of monkey hammering happening. Say that 5 times fast. Monkey hammering happening sometime. I kind of expect it today. Again, day's not over, but maybe not. But sometime soon. And if you see a big hit in gold, $50 hit, $25 hit, whatever it may be, and they'll hit it hard. And it'll be early in the morning before you get up in the morning in U.S. markets. You'll get up in the morning and go, holy crap, what happened to gold and silver? Well, whenever you say that early in the morning and it was fine yesterday, it usually means that they came in and they monkey hammered it. They monkey hammered the paper markets. It's getting impossible for them to monkey hammer the physical markets. You know why? Because they can't buy physical any cheaper than you can. Well, Maybe to some degree they can. I think they're buying from refiners and such, but there's not a lot of secondary metal coming through refiners. See, the problem with selling to refiners is that when I sell my gold, silver, and platinum to a refiner, for example, I deal with one of the largest refiners in the world, actually, Metal Ore, a very well respected, I think, a Japanese and Swiss company. Took me a year to get to become a dealer with them. No less. I won't go into that. That's a different story. And that's an interesting story I'll tell you about refiners one day as well. But when I go to sell my secondary metal to a refiner, they only pay me what the paper price is, so I'm not getting a premium for that at all. And I'm not quite sure what the refiners are doing it once they get it, whether they're getting a premium selling it to whoever, because I cannot. Metal Ore, for some reason, does not resell to the public. So I'm not quite sure where Metal Ore goes with their gold and silver, and that ought to be something I should check into one day as well. Be an interesting report. So let's take a look at, we're up. If you see a monkey hammering happening and the prices go down, again, for those of you with money or that have been buying the dips or just came into money or have been waiting to come into money, buy the dips. Buy the friggin' dips, man. This is a bull market. It's a great bull market. It's not just gold, silver, and platinum. It's I believe it's a commodities boom that we're going to be seeing here in all types of different metals and products out there, including oil. What does this mean for the economy? Probably not good. Anyway, liking these prices today on Friday. Again, it's the end of the day. We could see things get hammered somewhat. The coin did say, the bear and bull coin did say bear today. However, it hasn't been right all this week. She's been a little bit spotty this week. Scary right last week, though. Kind of strange. Let's move along to some gata.org, which is your homework that you should be reading before I even look at this. You probably should have read it. Not much here, and same thing with ZH. We kind of talked about most of this stuff. The only new article here is rising bond yields threaten financial markets, and we're not going to get into that. Again, we've got some other things to talk about here. ETFs, for example. And zero hedge ZH, not much going on here. Gold and silver flagging out in a big way. Buy Sprott money. And speaking of Sprott, I'm talking about them today a little bit too with PSLV. I like the stuff they write, by the way, too. By the way. I'm going to replace that with anyways today. If any of you have been watching my shows, you know I have like this one word that I'll repeat during a show. I'm not a professional at this, so forgive me. Zero hedge. So I'm going to kind of just blow through some of the articles down here because it doesn't just need to be about gold or silver. When you're reading ZH or you're reading other publications, again, I like ZH because they have different alternative viewpoints. They have things that the mainstream corporate media won't show you, doesn't show you for whatever reasons. They like that single narrative. So this is a good reason for you to go through ZH and other similar type news hubs. Look for different types of articles, even articles that go against what you read or what you believe. Try to be open-minded about things. So I'm going to go down here, and it doesn't necessarily, as I said, you don't have to see an article. It doesn't have to talk about. Just look for events, big events, bad events for the economy, bad events for the dollar. Any kind of thing that's bad for the dollar, bad for the economy, U.S. economy, bad for the world economy, is good for gold and silver and platinum. Man, I don't like the way that sounds, but it's true. So that's what you're looking for. And you know what? You don't have to go far to look today. I mean, because everything is bad news, and this is the reason everybody's a genius in a bull market, especially gold, silver, and platinum. We're in a bull market. I think we've been in a bull market since 2016. Bull markets in precious metals don't look like bulls in GameStop or other strange markets like that. That they get rich overnight type markets. Bull markets in precious metals are very slow, steady, and choppy along the way. And I believe we've been in a bull market since 2016. Kind of slow one, albeit, but once we started breaking past that $15 level, moving up to that $20 plus level, 2020 was definitely, again, 2019 was a game changer. Not necessarily, I'm not going to give 2020 any credit because 2020 was a shit year. So 2019 really was the big start of it all, again, in my opinion. But as far as black swan events and crazy things out there, futures arise ahead of blockbuster payrolls as commodities soar. Well, what have we been talking? We've been talking about this for a little while now. I believe that we're going to go into a commodities boom, and that's what this is saying. And blockbuster payrolls. Well, the reason we're going to be seeing a heated up economy is because, remember the analogy that I made, that the economy, imagine that 2019 and prior, we are in a car, and that car is the economy, and that economy is traveling at 100 miles per hour, for example, just speeding along. Now, this car can go even higher, but to 150, 200 miles per hour, can do double the capacity, but we were doing okay on the grand scale. We were cruising along at 100 miles per hour. All of a sudden, the 2020 bump in the road, the closures, the mandates, the 2020 bump is what I'm going to call it, disabled this car, and all of a sudden we're doing 10 miles per hour at best on a global level. So this car is doing 10 miles per hour. All of a sudden, everything gets fixed somewhat. You get a patch on there. You put, not even a patch, you go back and you put that crappy skinny ass tire on the back of it. What's the most that thing is capable of? 30 miles per hour before it blows out again? Well, that's basically what governments and the central banks have done, is they've taken that car, which is doing 10 miles per hour, they put a skinny tire on it, which you're lucky you get 30 out of, and they're hoping that it holds up. So you are going to see a recovery up to 30 miles per hour here, maybe, if you're lucky. And when you've only been going 10 because of the closures and the mandates and the closures, if you've only been going 10 miles per hour for like over a year, and there's still places in the world and in the United States that are closed up right now, so over a year. So when you start to move and people start to get employed, it looks really big. So when you go from 10 miles to 40, it feels fast, but it is not the fast that we were at in 2019, nor will it be for many, many years to come. This is what they don't tell you. This is my opinion again. Wow, I went long on that. My apology here. Just throwing money doesn't work. Demon Slam's Democratic tax hikes is a little bit crazy, but funny, he didn't mind it when the Republicans were doing it. Again, remember, I'm not left nor right. I don't trust neither, nor should you. I'm kind of in the middle, so to speak, somewhat libertarian, I guess, mostly. Are they purportedly trying to make the streets of America normally violent in the summer 20? Again, this is just newsy stuff. I don't see anything. This is very interesting, though. I wonder why. But no less, I don't see anything here. Just the typical stuff that tells us the economy is getting a little better right now, but it's still shit compared. Well, they're not even telling you it's shit compared to where it was. But no less, it's shit compared to where it once was prior to 2020. And we're not going to see those levels for a long time. It may seem like it's getting better, but we're not going to get back to 2019 levels for years to come. Again, that's my opinion. I talked about why not to own ETFs. So we're going to go over a couple things here today. I'm going to talk about ETFs, and I'm going to go over comments from yesterday's shows, and then I'm going to talk about what the best products out there to buy as far as physical products. But meanwhile, I'm a big fan of precious metals, and one of the reasons that I like precious metals, and I learned a lesson about third-party risk. I don't like third-party risk. I dealt with a company, and I guess I've told you the story. I dealt with who was it? It was Ohio Precious Metals, and then they became another company. I can't remember what they changed the name to, but Ohio OPM got taken down by NTR, and they took a lot of people's money. They didn't go exactly bankrupt, but I had 6 plus figures of money with a company I thought was extremely safe with, and they weren't. And this is a refiner, folks. So I have a bad taste in my mouth for third-party risk because, the refiner, Ohio Precious Metals, was one of the best refiners in the United States, in my opinion. Honest as the day is long, good people, and they got taken down by a subsidiary, which was NTR. You can read the story yourself. It actually made it on a TV show that Stacy Keach does, America Greed, I think it was called. So they actually did, and I did a show on that as well. Without going into the long-winded story, I don't like third-party risk, and any ETFs are third-party risk because you're having people hold the silver. Now, as far as SLV versus PSLV, I like PSLV much better because I trust them. I trust that they genuinely have the silver and it's in your name, and it's the bars or the bars. They genuinely have the bars, okay? But I do have an issue with PSLV, and I'll explain that in a moment too as well. My fault too, not their fault, but my fault, and I think I should explain this. SLV, on the other hand, there is question whether SLV, again, I'm not saying this for sure, I don't know for sure, but there's question whether SLV actually owns the silver. And where is it? Second, the silver shortage has caused premiums for the physical metal to skyrocket. Sprott, oddly enough, Sprott's fund has traded in recent days at about a 20% premium to the spot price. Silver coins at shops like the APM sell for a premium of over 9%. Add these together, and it seems like really weird that SLV can increase and reduce its silver holdings daily, seemingly with no trouble. For example, they decreased their holding by 33 metric tons on Thursday. All the data is available there. You can look at it on the iShares data. Here you go, silver and SLV. The question that's asked here, and here I'm going to highlight this, and I want to show you what article this is. I found this on Does iShares SLV ETF Really Hold the Silver? Good article, done a long time ago, April 24, 2011. And so was that Sprott comment was a long time ago. And again, I'll bring up Sprott here in a little bit. So the question was, how is it possible for SLV to buy and sell such large quantities of silver on a daily basis when no one else, it seems, can do so? Again, remember this is 2011. There was a decent premiums. The premiums are even crazier now, way higher than this. And it still applies to SLV. How do they do this? It's expensive to produce physical silver and usually takes much longer than a day. Transportation costs would presumably also present a problem. According to the inspection of silver bullion documents on SLV website dated July 2010, there are 2 vaults operated by JPM, 2 vaults operated by Brinks Global Service, and 1 vault operated by Viamat International. That makes 5 vaults in total with sub-custodial operating 3. 3 of them. So what comes to mind is guys with forklifts, and this is what you would think with SLV, that there's guys with forklifts every time they buy or sell silver. But first you have to get over the fact that where are they getting this silver for at the spot price, unless they're buying it from refiners like I was talking about earlier, because they base everything on the second. But they're not getting it from secondary scrap market, folks. I can pretty much guarantee you that. So they're not buying it cheap from a secondary scrap markets. Even if they were, there'd be a processing fee for doing it. So again, you got to get that over your head first, that SLV is able to even source the silver. Now, where are they storing it and how are they moving it in and out is the next question. And that makes 5 volts in total. So what comes to mind, and here's how this guy explains it, is guys with forklifts moving bullion from one part of the warehouse to another into account of another silver market participant. So yeah, SLV, when they buy or sell, they move, you imagine that, but it doesn't seem that's the way it works. This is what makes a lot of people, including myself, question whether SLV even has silver. All right, this is one of the reasons that I had SLV in one of my little IRA accounts, okay, and I switched it over to Sprott Silver, and I'll tell you all that in a minute here too. So anyways, SLV, I got nervous. I said, man, SLV doesn't own silver. Why would I want to own a company with third-party risk? Again, I'm putting my money with these people and trust with these people. If something happens to them or happens to someone they're involved with, they can be taken down, and I'm taken down innocently. So for example, again, I kind of digressed here. So for an example, when the SLV dumped 33 metric tons of silver the other day, again, remember this is in 2011 before the silver crash. We had to hit a $50 level at that point. Guys on a forklift in one or more warehouses moved the silver from Bank of New York Mellon's account to the accounts of whoever bought it. The portion of the SLV prospectus that deals with custodial seems to suggest that this is what takes place. So if you read their prospectus, and again, they may have changed it since then. I know they've made some changes saying that they may not have the silver, so that may be a big change they've made since then, but I'm not quite sure what the changes are. So he says this gentleman read it, and he's a lawyer, and he says he read it many, many times, and he still couldn't understand it, where and how they move this silver around. And he's he's not a lawyer, he's a law school graduate. Okay, he is, and he doubts that the confusion, obfuscation. I'm sorry, not good at those were obfuscation in the prospectus is accidental. So he's saying that the confusion is purposeful, and it's purposeful because, why? They probably don't have the metal. So, to make a long story short, I'm not in SLV anymore. I got a SLV, but interestingly enough, look at how SLV trades. Now, it always is traded like this. SLV is currently at 25.37. It seems like it's always traded around close to the silver price at a slight discount. Silver's around, 27 and change right now. It's about $2 lower for whatever reason. And so I said, screw SLV. I'm going to take my IRA account and I'm going to put it into the Sprott account, which has, I think I trust Sprott, and they're allocated. And again, remind you, this is an IRA, so I don't have a lot of money. This is an IRA started years and years and years ago. In fact, this IRA is, I can't even tell you how long I've had it. I can't tell you when I invested in SLV. It's been that long, and then moved it in a Sprott. I can tell you that recently I looked at the PSLV, and I was very disappointed. So, and again, my fault probably, but no less reasons that I suggest that you stick with physical metals. As much as I trust Sprott. Well, anyway, take a look at this. 25.37 close. Trades near price of silver, but if you take a look at Sprott, 981. This is what's confusing to me. That years and years ago, again, not Sprott's fault. Chances are I just didn't understand how Sprott worked, and I don't think many people do actually. You're not really. This obviously does not represent a silver price, but when I originally bought Sprott at the time, the price was more like this. It was closer to this, and I believe I confused, again, my fault, not blaming Sprott, I confused the fact that it traded close to what the spot price of gold was, that SLV did and GLD did, and I assumed that PSLV did as well because it did at the time. When silver was at 14 bucks an ounce, PSLV was thereabouts the same. When it went up to $21 an ounce, I remember this too. I have a decent memory, not a bad memory for things I want to remember. So when silver went up to 20-something bucks an ounce, I remember PSLV went up to 20-something bucks an ounce. So I pretty much presumed that it followed the price of silver. And my bad, again, I don't think it does. I still don't quite understand how it works, but at the time I thought it followed the price of silver, almost similar to what SLV does. And the reason I went into PSLV is because my belief is that it followed the price of silver. It was almost like owning a silver bar, but you didn't, and it was online. That was my belief, and apparently that's not correct. But what I did like about Sprott is I think they're smart people. I think it's Eric Sprott is the guy. I've read his articles, and I think they do some good videos and stuff. However, I completely confused what the product was, and I think a lot of people may do that. You got to be careful. And again, not their fault. This is up to you to understand what you're buying. I didn't understand what I was buying. I thought I was buying a 1-for-1, but no less. I looked into my account the other day, and again, remember, years and years ago when I first put this in, I was watching it follow silver, 14 bucks, 16 bucks, 17 bucks, and PSLV was about the same price as silver. I go and I look in recently, I said, this is great, silver's at 25 bucks an ounce. I bet you PSLV is probably around 23 or 24 like SLV, and I go to look, and look, it's $9.80. So I completely screwed something up. I was obviously not buying silver here, folks. I called up Sprott. If I got a hold of them, they're very nice people. They're up in Canada, I think. Very nice people. I got a hold of Sprott, talked to them, tried to have them explain it to me. And, when it comes to some things, I just couldn't wrap my brain around it. He was trying to explain to me how it was a fund of some sort and I wasn't buying silver. This was all news to me. And again, I don't blame him or them at all. It was my lack of understanding the product. So, I did understand after he talked to me that I had no clue what they were doing. I still don't quite know how this works. I thought it was a 1-for-1 deal, an ounce for an ounce kind of thing, or close to that, but it's not. It isn't. It wasn't. Again, strictly my fault. However, the downside of this, it's not the product I wanted. It's not what I wanted. I would have rather had something that was a 1-for-1, an ounce of gold. If I had an ounce. For every dollar I spent with Sprott when I originally bought this particular fund or whatever it is, trust, it was at 14 bucks a share, and this was years ago when silver was sub $20. It was 14 bucks, it was 17. Again, it was following the price of silver. I've held on to it this long. My fault. I never looked at this tiny account. I did recently, and I said to me, what the fuck? Excuse me. Well, how come this is only worth 9? I thought they scammed me or something. They did not. As I said, I misunderstood the product. But my whole point about this is these products, Sprott particular, Silver Trust, if you think you're buying a 1 ounce per 1 ounce, you are not. This is not the product that you want to buy. And again, why do I not like ETFs? Strictly my opinion. I'm not advising you not to like ETFs, but I don't like ETFs because even as Sprott says down here, and this screws me, this messes with me because again, I'm very afraid of third-party risks. The Sprott Physical Trust is generally exposed to multiple risks that have been both identified, but here, multiple risks. They're coming right out and telling you. And again, they're good people. I'm sure Sprott's good people, but all it takes is for something cascading in something bad happening to Sprott. Not as a result of any of their doings, as a result of something else that's been done, or maybe something that one of their employees did that caused them big grief or huge fines. This causes you and I to have third-party risk. This is why I don't like ETFs. However, I must admit, if I was going to own any ETF, if I had to own an ETF, and I'm probably going to get out of it pretty soon to get out of that ETF. I've lost enough money on it, and again, my fault, not Sprott's. I didn't understand it. My fault. But no less, if I had to own an ETF, and I don't, and I had an IRA that I wanted to put something in, I would certainly trust Sprott, but I would certainly take some time in understanding what the fuck they're doing, because I still don't know. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that, but it's true. And again, not their fault. It was mine. As far as the business I'm in, buying and selling silver bars, you know what I like about silver bars and silver coins and gold coins and gold bars is that, you know, I can look at a gold bar. It's pretty simple for dummies like me. I can look at a gold bar and I can look at a silver bar and I can look on the screen and I know what I have is real and I know it's not a piece of paper and I know no one else is holding on to it for me. I don't have to worry about them losing it or them having an accident or them having a problem. All I got to worry about is securing it myself, which is pretty damn easy to do. I've done a whole show on why you can secure gold and eliminate third-party risk by putting it in a bank or anything like that. There's plenty of places to hide metal, folks. Easy to do. But again, don't want to digress there. So as I said, if I had to own an ETF, it would be these folks right here. But again, understand what it is you're buying, because I still don't. Not me say this is not who I'd go to buy an ETF, because I wouldn't say that. I still don't know what it is they do, but I trust Sprott, and I do like. I think they got good intentions. Again, don't know anything about their product, and I still don't understand how this product is $9 and SLV's $25. But again, my stupid, and I admit it. Well, let's get over to gold, silver, and platinum, what the best deals out there right now, what I'm recommending, what I'm selling to my customers. I'm all about the cheapest premium you can buy for the most recognizable product you can buy. And when I say the most recognizable product, I'm talking about bullion products that are recognized by most bullion dealers. It doesn't have to be recognized by you as a retail person that is not in the business. You want to buy products that are recognizable by dealers that know what they're doing. And there's so many different products out there that I'm aware of, and a lot of products that you're probably not aware of. So don't discount some things. Ask your local dealer what these recognizable products are, and he'll certainly be happy to tell you if you have a good local dealer. We do with our local customers here as well. But I think right now the best deals out there are any kind of silver recognizable products, recognizable retailable products that you can buy for spot on gold, spot less than $100. I'm sounding like a broken record for weeks now, but there are new people listening to this show, and they need to know this. So anything that you can buy for under $100 premium, and that's mostly gold bars right now, from what I understand. Gold bars you can get anywhere from $70 to $90 over spot, again, depending on who your local coin store is, and online in that range as well. As you know, we are a local business here. I only sell to local people. We don't do any online business, so you do need to find a local coin store if you're living outside my area. But I advertise to all my local peeps. As you know, my local peeps, I will beat APMEX, I will beat SD Bullion, I will beat JM Bullion. I can't go beating every other guy out there, but those are three big reputable online companies that I'll beat their prices for all the local guys. If you don't live in my area, I recommend you try to find a local store that beats their prices as well. And why do I say this? Because I am all about keeping things local. Buy local, spend it here, keep it here. So keep your money in your community, and even if you have to pay a tiny bit more than the online sellers, your favorite online seller, and if your online seller's in state, fine. But if he's out of state, try to at least keep the money in your state. If you don't have a local coin store within in your city or your county, take a drive, go an hour, keep the money in your friggin' state. And the other thing too, the importance of having a local dealer is when you go to sell this stuff, folks, you want to develop some relationship with some dealer that you can go to sell this stuff to. Because when you go to sell this, what are you going to do? Stuff it in the mailbox and send it to the online seller? Hope it gets there, wait for it to get there, wait for it? I don't think so. You need to, all you folks watching my show, and if you don't live in my area, you need to go out there and start developing relationships with dealers in your state, in your area, because at some point you're going to need to trade this stuff, and you're going to need not to get stuck going to some crap-ass dealer. So start looking for good dealers to deal with now. That includes buying as well. You know, if you can't buy from them, at least find someone that you can sell to. This is very important, and I'll start reiterating this more in the future. Best deals in silver are anything you can buy for spot less than $5 an ounce, and that includes everything. Guys that ask me on my comments, hey Brian, what about this product? What about this product? Well, let me keep it pretty simple. If you're paying more than a $5 an ounce premium for that product, you're probably paying too much in this time right now. That could change. I could say if you're paying more than $6, which is going to be coming up pretty soon, because premiums are going up, folks. They're not going down, unfortunately. Well, that's my suggestion. As far as coins go, if you're not a bar guy and you like coins, the best deal out there appears to be Krugerrands, unless you can find Philharmonics or some other country's products for less than $100 per ounce. But wouldn't be paying any big premiums for that stuff unless you have to. This is all about putting more silver and gold in your safe, not more premiums in your safe. Again, that's my opinion. As I said, buy local, folks. Keep it local. Very, very, very important. Whether you're buying bullion or whether you're buying tires or whether you're buying guns, ammo, jewelry, whatever it may be, keep it local, please, especially in these times. Gold, silver, we got over quite a few things here. I'm going to kind of end it on our report yesterday, and let me take a look here. Oh, gosh, you guys can see what I actually watch on YouTube. And this was yesterday's video. I get asked a lot, what's better, gold or silver? And I did a little report yesterday on that. I guess most of you folks on YouTube already know what's better, have already made your choices, but I kind of did this video based on questions I get asked a lot in the store. That was yesterday's, what's better, gold or silver? Let me hit a few of the comments here before we close up here on the show. I'd like to thank everybody that watches, and all you guys that watch and comment here, and all you new watchers, hey, make sure you hit that subscribe and like button too as we're talking. When you get to the top of the page here, well, on your page, not my page, what am I saying? Hit that subscribe button and hit that little bell for me if you would. And you know what's nice too is you hit that like button as well. I'm told that'll get my video out there a little bit more if you do that. Forget these bars are measured in troy ounces and not standard ounces. That's absolutely true. 700 Nitro Express. For you folks that aren't aware, there is a different measuring system for gold and silver. We use troy ounces, and there is 12 troy ounces in a troy pound, and there are 31.1 grams in a troy ounce. So yeah, absolutely true. I think in a regular ounce there's 28 grams, in a troy ounce there's 31.1. In a regular pound there's 16 ounces, in a troy pound there's 12 troy ounces. So yep, you're right, Nitro. One of the things that new people have to learn is that precious metals are weighed differently. So remember that you can't use your bathroom scale to weigh your gold. And I hope you, God, if you have enough gold to weigh in a bathroom scale, then you need to upgrade your scales. Okay, thanks for watching, Derek. I appreciate it. Bill Blakely, Redeemed Patriot. Let me blow these things up a little bit and move over here. Okay, there we go. Because I want to thank you guys for watching. I want to make sure your names get seen as well because I appreciate it. Oh, there we go. Now I guess I can't read everything that way. Jay Gills, thanks for watching, Jay. I appreciate it. Jay's a comment or comments quite a bit, and I really appreciate it. Brings up some really good stuff. So does Savoy. And Bill, your new name, thanks for sharing your vast wealth of knowledge. Bill, I'm only kind of sharing my particular skill set, which is precious metals. You know, not many people know this, but I'm a rare coin expert, and I know paper money as well, foreign and U.S. I also do jewelry, artwork, antiques. I got quite a vast knowledge in other things, but my real specialty is rare coins and notes and things like that, rare currency. Precious metals is just something I've been doing for 40 years with rare coins, and it's easy. I could teach anyone to do precious metals. It's not rocket science, trust me. That's the whole purpose of my shows here, actually. I'm teaching you guys. If I can teach you how to kind of be a semi-precious metal dealers, you'll make a lot better decisions and you won't get ripped off as much, in my opinion. Thanks for watching, Bill. Hey, G, what's up there? Butterbean, great video, great commenter, and thanks, Butterbeans. I really appreciate it. Hey, Brian, what's up? Thanks for watching again. Appreciate your comments, and a lot of these guys make good comments too, folks. So as I'm scrolling through here, if you want to just hit the pause button and read them, I would suggest that some really smart people I got watching me, smarter than me. So I'd like to thank everybody out there for watching. Anonymous says the beauty of stacking gold and silver is there's no inherent tax when you pass it on to others. I'm not sure that's true. There would be an inheritance tax if the inheritance is over the limit. I think inheritances are, what, $5 million now, or $2 million? Did they lower it, raise it? I don't know. But inheritance taxes had like a threshold. If the estate was worth, and gold and silver would be part of an estate. So if an estate was worth $6.6 million, and that included the gold, it's taxable, yeah. So, and again, Anonymous, before you kind of think about that and do that for yourself, check with your accountant. There's a lot of bad information out there floating around on gold and silver. Someone thought that you didn't have to pay any tax the other day, and they told me, and kind of shocked me. So, again, part of the reasons I'm doing these shows, I did a whole show on taxes too, by the way, some time back. I don't know where it's at. Again, this is the reason I'm doing these shows, because I don't want you guys to get ripped off, and I don't want you guys to get in trouble either. I mean, that's one of the biggest things. I mean, besides getting ripped off, just do something stupid and you get your metals taken away from you or lose it somehow. Don't want to see that. Thanks for watching that show yesterday. I really appreciate everybody. And as I said, if there's one thing that I really want to drive home, the nail I want to drive home over this weekend, as you guys are enjoying your weekend, and I will be too, is that buy local, keep that money local. As I said, try, no matter what it is, I don't care, again, bullion, whatever it is, try to get on Amazon the least amount as possible. Stop buying from Amazon, stop buying online as much as possible. Again, unless those online vendors live in your state or your area, try to keep that money local, folks. I think this is real important, again, for these times. And that's really about it. This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. Let's take a look at that cam. It takes a moment to load up here. If you got any questions, give me a call anytime between 10 and 4, Mondays through Fridays. Happy to answer any of your questions. Oh, I don't think the cam's going to load, so I'll go back to my regular page. And happy to answer any of those questions and tell you what the best deal of the day is. And that's really about it. It's going to be a nice weekend, I hope. I hope you enjoyed as well. I'll be back open our regular hours, Monday through Friday next week. So talk to you then. Enjoy your day, and let's hope for an up day today, even though the coin said bear. We'll see. Thanks again, folks.